They only want what's
but
best.
That's where the confusion comes in.
Yeah.
Because I think about my sister, who is like my best friend, and my grandma, who like is that grandma out of a storybook, who is like everything that comes out of her mouth is wise and beautiful and perfect, and she loves me unconditionally no matter what, and cradles me physically when I'm with her, holds me. And I think that I'm just like, so the minute I like want to get a little bit like on my victimized, you know, oh well, you know, I was promised all these things, and this happened to me, and this happened to me, and I almost committed suicide, all these things happen, and then I think like, but look what it's done for my grandma, and it's made her, a part of her is in that. Right. And so I get confused because it didn't do that for me in the end. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just like, that's where I really adopt that ideology of that, however all of this is being orchestrated, that light is beaming from 1,000 directions. And one of those beams, it could very well be Mormonism, and one over here is Buddhism, and one over there, there are all these ways, you know, there's all these ways, and they just, certain ones speak to certain people. And sometimes we step into that light and we're like, oh, that's a little hot, I'm moving down. You know, it's just like you move, you know, and till you find your light. And I love that. You're gonna laugh, don't laugh, but I love, like, we went and saw Bette Midler opening night in Vegas, and I loved it. She came, oh my gosh, and I bought like a year in advance, we were on front row, I cried my eyes out. Like, it was so beautiful. She came out on the stage, just, you know, like a body just like inappropriate ball of talent she is. She comes out on the side of the stage and she's like half naked, and she sits down with this little ukulele, just all raw, and she says, you know, probably the most important thing in life is for us to find your light, because they can't see you. She says they can't love you if they can't see you. So you have to find your light. And whatever light that may be, some people find that in the Mormon church, and the people that find it in that, I am so happy for them. And I'm so happy for my sister and my grandma and all these friends that I have that love it. But I didn't find my light there. And so I hope that people know that you can find your light that's for you, and it doesn't have to be how society or your culture or your parents or, you know, it's like I feel like there's so many people that stay in it because of the fear of their parents. And how they're and what you have to realize is, you know, we don't belong to our parents. We don't belong to anyone. We didn't come from our parents. We came through them. You know, they didn't give us that book. You know, that I was reading. Like they may have given us life, but they didn't give us their thoughts, and they didn't give us our souls. They didn't give us, like, we are all individuals, and that's why when we find our light, there's so much hope and so much beauty out there, and there's just, life is full of so much possibility. You can't be limited to, if it doesn't work out in this particular organization, that you're done for, you know, that you might as well just pack your bags and go home, because this is the only way. If that was how it was supposed to be, then the entire world would be Mormon, and that would just be it. That would be it. Nobody would try and do anything else, because it would just work for everyone.
It doesn't. And a lot of people think it does.
And a lot of people
think it does.
They tell you that it will. They tell you it will.
It works for everybody if you just do it right.
Yeah, but if you do it right, but guess what? Like, all I can say is this, and I don't care if this comes off as like cocky or whatever, but like, I'm sorry, like, I feel like I did everything I was supposed to. They gave me the formula, I did everything I was supposed to, and guess what? 6 years ago, if someone would have given me a little pill that said this makes you straight, I would have taken the whole bottle. I would have, so I could have finished what I started. And now, I would suggest keeping that pill as far away from me as possible. But now it's just like, you look back, I feel like that I gave it my all. I gave everything to it. And I really genuinely, when it all said and done, besides the tithing and the keeping the rules and all those things, I really, really believed it in my heart. And when I was by myself, at the end of the day, when I closed my door and I was with myself, I believed it, and I loved it, despite what it did to me. Like, no matter what it did to me, and no matter what they said to me, I still loved it, and I still defended it. I defended it all the way to the end, and in the end, they didn't want me, and they kicked me out, and they did me a favor. They honestly, had they not kicked me out, I would have been a conflicted person. And so that's why I feel like sometimes when we talk about this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to help people, because I don't know if I would have been strong enough to leave had they not kicked me out. And because they did kick me out, now I know, oh my gosh, there's so much more possibility than I could have ever imagined. and the fact that I was being kept from all these wonderful people that sometimes when you're in a society like that, you close off and you put up walls, and your way is better, and you feel bad for people that don't have all of the truth that you do, and all of those things. And instead, you know, now I can, as mad as I am, I feel like that the Mormon Church did enough harm to me that I have reason to be mad at them. But apart from that, because of the place I'm in now, I can still look at them and say, look at all the great things they're doing for other people. They're not doing great things for me, but they're doing a lot of good things for people that I love, and that's, you know.
Yeah, this life that you have now isn't like the consolation life, you know, like that. Well, you're not Mormon, but you at least are happy. You know, like this life that you have now
it's
is
your first
actually
choice.
Better.
This is my first choice.
Yeah.
This is what I always wanted. I just, unfortunately, I was very limited in the LDS Church. I felt like I felt very limited, so you know, and now that I really thank God for that bishop that did that they did what they did. I don't want to revisit that pain, but I definitely am very grateful that they did that, because then I got caught up with there is some serious freedom. It's really, like, I don't know how to describe that. It is a beautiful freedom that I've been caught up in ever since that happened, and it's a journey, you know.
It's so, I mean, it's amazing, like you said, when the opposite thing, I mean, that's kind of what happened to me. The opposite thing started happening than I was told what would happen.
Yeah.
It's like, I started being happier, I started feeling lighter, I started just like...
Things became funny again.
Everything got better.
All of a sudden life became funny too. Like, I all of a sudden started laughing at myself and like saying all this, oh my gosh. And then when I became honest with that, just for something so stupid, because I believe that being gay is like, I can't change it any more than the color of my green eyes. Like, I mean, it's just, that's how significant being gay really is, I think. And it's just part of who you are. But now I think about it, and it's so silly because I laugh at myself all the time. And when I was straight and trying to be straight and doing everything I possibly could to be straight, I was lying about so much, just lying and just trying to be this person. And now I'm like recognizing, like, oh my gosh, I have serious control issues, and this is what I do wrong. Oh my gosh, why do I sleep like that? And oh, I don't care about all my flaws. I don't care anymore. I don't even care. The security, like, I feel so secure with myself, and the only way to get to that place is to remove anything in your life, and not just the LDS Church or any organization. Anything that has fear in it that is scaring you, you have to abandon. You have to leave. Well, and I am, and I know.
I love your whole. I like that you the different. Everybody I talk to has a different. They've come to a different point on what their worldview is, like, and how they think of God or don't think of God.
Yeah.
Everybody is like at a different place. And be more specific. Like, I'm just like curious now. Like, have you defined it? Like, is it very definable for you what your idea of God is?
No.
You don't.
But
know.
the weird thing is like but it's the most peaceful and comforting to me. I know something's out there, whether it be a man or a woman or a ball of light. I don't really care, because I can't see it, but I know it's there. I know something's there, but until that I see that, until I
How do you know that? Why do you know that?
Because something inside of me tells me when I walk out onto the road, and a car almost hits me because I'm an idiot, that I look at that person and I say, I'm sorry. Something inside of me that was good told me to say, like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, and not just, why are you honking at me, and be pissed off and walk off? You know what I mean? Like, something inside me gave me a choice, right? And I use that because it's happened to me several times now. And something inside of me tells me, you know what? You're the idiot that walked into the road. Don't be so. I mean, obviously that dialogue doesn't. I'm standing in the road, but like something inside me just tells me to choose, or something tells me when I'm running, when I see a piece of garbage, to pick it up. It's not going to hurt me to pick it up, and something. So there, I know there's something good out there that is so good that we all have it. That there was enough of it to go around.